we get into the meat of the program. So I start with Monsignor. I won't even address Mr. Trace because we know he likes to take me on and disagree. But Monsignor, I understand that your feelings got hurt because I destroyed you in the discussion we had about you getting a 98 team from 96 to 2000 or whatever, and I getting one from when Leon Bailey started till now. I understand your feeling was hurt, but I didn't realize that it was hurt that badly because I heard you this morning going on the national radio and suggesting that I am of the view that once you play in the English Premier League, you're better than everybody who was not. And I've never held that position. I go into specifics. I specifically talk about a player who would be brilliant against better people as opposed to somebody who is pretty good against okay people. So I've never held a position where, because I think Walter Boyd, for example, who wouldn't know me nothing called that, is better than Dean Burton. Dean Burton played in the Premier League. I don't believe that every single goalkeeper that keeps in the Premier League in England is better than our own Andre Blake. And even this week, Mount Salem, who feelings apparently is hurt badly, Diego asked me about Bobby Reid, who plays in the English Premier League, versus Andy Williams, who did not play in the English Premier League. And I said to Diego, I'll give you Andy Williams over Bobby Reid. So even this very same week that we're in right now, I said Andy Williams is better than Bobby Reid. Andy Williams did not play in the Premier League. So I don't know why you went on the radio being dishonest because your feelings were hurt because of this try. But Monsiele, you did expect to have a discussion with me and come out and tap my boss. You're gonna get destroyed. That's one thing. People, now there was a big game last night before me move on. And Lakers in the NBA versus the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors won the game 123-160. Steph, I'm going to show you how great LeBron James is. And that's why it's easily for me now the greatest basketball player of all time. Steph Curry was spectacular. He was brilliant. I'm saying if Steph Curry continues on this path, I'm going to probably move him apart past Magic soon in terms of best point guard ever. Steph Curry was absolutely sensational. People, but 40-year-old LeBron James was better. But because the Lakers lost, you know it go. Steph Curry got to get all the praise and all the shine. But Steph Curry was so great last night. All-time great performance. This is who Steph Curry is. But LeBron James was much better than Steph Curry as a basketball player last night. This is why this guy is the goal. But that's what I say on that.
All right, so we have the first call. We take that now. Hello?
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself.
Big up yourself.
Nick, how you do?
Yeah, man. Hey, Zidane.
Yes.
Tell you, I gotta get some licks for the Diddy guard, nothing in.
But all right. Question to you. No. No, man, I know, but I just wanted to clarify something. What exactly is licks?
Huh?
What exactly is licks? Is it?
No. When you say you better than Diddy.
No. But you say I'm going to get some licks for it, and I want to know if it's multiple neophytes disagreeing or solid arguments. Which one is licks? Because if
solid argument.
Tell me. No. Tell me one solid argument that I've somebody.
Monday me talk to you about.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, man. And that my combo.
All right, good.
So, let me ask you a question, right? Orville.
Yes, sir.
Would you say that Craig Butler is a hot topic now in this time?
Well, his team is a hot topic.
Craig Butler.
Yeah, man. Craig Butler is,
would you say it's a hot topic?
Craig Butler is always news. His team getting relegated likely to get relegated must be news. Must be something that will create discussion.
Me get some advice from one Garvey yesterday, right? And as Jamaican people would have said, the most fool advice never get. You know, first him say my accumulation of talking about Butler, you know, over the past month, 3 times I call the program.
Yeah, you hardly call in recent
so I don't know what accumulation I'm talking about. But that's just one thing. Now, you know me, you call him on dunce all the time, Zidane, and I always defend him. But clearly have to wonder about that now. Because how can you ascribe a personal agenda to a caller talking about Craig Butler? Even if it's accumulated a lot of calls talking about Craig Butler, when Craig Butler is fair game, how can you ascribe a personal agenda to that? You know?
Yeah, but what the things they're saying is pretty much most of the views that held by many.
Listen.
He's the one coaching the team.
Listen.
The team is doing poorly. He bragged that he's going to win the league in a year or two.
Exactly. Let me deal with this, man. Let me deal with this. So all of this make him a fair game, right?
Yes.
He's a fair game. Now, when the same caller used to beat, or maybe he's still doing it, the sports minister, Bob Zidane, right?
Yeah.
You know, I never have a problem with it, you know. You know why? At the time, Bob Zidane was fair game based on the condition of the stadium and all what I'm used to talk about. Should I ascribe a personal agenda to him?
No.
With Miss Grange?
Yeah, that's a great point, you know.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a great point. He takes on the minister far more than how you take
No,
on.
my advice to him, because I'm not spend much time on this because I want to go to share up, right?
Yes.
My advice to him is that he's a so-called big caller. Him call every day, him call long time. Full time and start the better bedroom.
Yeah, because he doesn't want people to ascribe him being a PMP because him take on Olivier Bob's great. So why am I ascribe a hater to you because you come and call about what the 3-4 times? Is a great point to make.
And the other thing him say, Craig Butler is successful. Now, I would say Miss Grange is a successful politician, right?
Yeah.
So you can't go at a person, a public figure who is fair game because they're successful. Now, may I say all of this to say, the man is a big caller, a so-called big caller. Full time you start talk with sense, brethren.
Yeah, I agree.
You understand? You talk without thinking, and I guess because you talk too loud.
Yeah, man, it's true.
You understand? So because you talk so loud, you don't think about what you talk. You know, and you talk rubbish 70% of the time.
Yes, indeed.
70%. So that's my advice to him.
I'll put it up a little bit more.
Think about what you talk because you're loud out your sense, brethren, and because of that, you not think, you just talk. Right? No.
Why you're coming hard?
Yeah, man. I'm going to share. Below that.
Yes.
I follow up on something more correction say yesterday. Yeah. I think correction was saying that Sheawood may not be a sure pick for the test team.
Right.
But you know, I look on the T20 team, right? I don't think he's a sure pick for the T20.
Well, he has been
even more than the test team.
Well, he has been making the T20 team more than the test team in recent time. Hasn't played test cricket for a while. I think. Remember, in the last World Cup, once them think the wicket are do a like thing. Him was playing when it comes to the belters, the 60 thing wickets for want of a better term. He wouldn't play, but since the World Cup, he's had a steady spot in the team. So I think now, I would argue that he would generally be part of our best, maybe our best 12 at least, or our best 13 in T20 cricket.
Right. So basically, I talk about the squad, but no,
if she will play, because I believe you need at least one batsman like him in the T20. So I wouldn't have a problem of him being constantly selected. He has upped his strike rate in recent times in one-day cricket, as we see. He's got more power, and you know that he can be the man that them batter out. So I wouldn't have a problem him being a steady selection for the T20.
Okay, well, that was just my thought process.
Yeah.
All right, now go load this. By the way, Mr. Butler is fair game until the rest of the season. Worse if him get relegated. So put that in your pipe.
I agree with you. I mean, I know Mr. Craig Butler guy.
So I go have some more personal thing against him because I'm coming against him. All right.
All right, Nick. Look up yourself.
Yeah.
All right. We can expect that both Garvey and Mount Salem will be coming. Jamaica batting in their second innings gone. How much this? 58 for 3. Brandon King is on 32. And Javel Glenn, who made that splendid 140, not out in the first inning, is on 40. There's a, so the not out, the fact that I said not out makes a difference, right? 140 out and 140 not out. The sound's a bit different. So yeah, Javel Glenn 140 couldn't out. And now he's on 18. Jamaica were 6 or 7 for 3 at one stage, actually. So it's a decent little partnership now between Brandon and the aforementioned Javel Glenn. How is it now, Nick? We go back online. Hello.
You feel that work like magic?
Yeah, man. I figured you'd be.
Hey, Nick, it's when you have a personal line, you can just call and cut off everybody else. You heard?
But he made a great point doing a Garvey.
By the way, let me say two things to Nick real fast. Nick, you don't need to ascribe a personal motive to me in my criticisms of the handling of the sports. You know why? Because the two fellows that you make a profession out of licking their boots, they do that for you.
No, but he has never done that though. He's just saying, going by your logic.
No, you're not hearing me, I say.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. I hear the shot you're taking at us.
No, him say nobody ascribes a personal motive. He doesn't ascribe a personal motive to me for any criticism I left.
I hear the shot you're taking at us, man.
And I am saying that he doesn't need to do that. When Orville and Zidane, the two guys them really did that for him.
You say me hear the shot you're taking at us, brother. You say me hear, me understand it.
It's not a shot.
Yeah, man.
It's something we're not doing for true.
Hold the line, guys. Hold the line. We're coming back.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission, JADCO, needs your help to eliminate doping and keep sport clean. If you have concerns about any doping activity, you can share the information with JADCO anonymously. The information you share will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality. Make the right call if you see something, say something. Protect clean sport. Protect our legacy. To report doping activity, call 888-429-5232 or visit the JADCO website at jadco.gov.jm. A message from the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission.
The fastest races in the world are coming to Kingston on April 4 through 6. Witness history at Grand Slam Track's first ever slam.
Akira Nugent, Oblique Seville, Rochelle Clayton, Nikisha Price, Roshan Clark, Gabby Thomas, Sidney McLaughlin, Leveroni.
I want to be remembered as the youngest to ever made history.
It's all about the competition and running fast.
Don't miss the debut of Grand Slam Track at the National Stadium, April 4 through 6.
Get your tickets now at GrandSlamTrack.com.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, we should be giving away a couple of tickets for the Grand Slam, a couple of Grand Stand tickets for the Grand Slam. We'll also be giving away some bleachers tickets. We should also be talking to a Grand Slam luminary in a few minutes from now. But we go back to you, guys.
You're not giving me no ticket then.
You can call back when the floor is open.
All right, sir.
You're giving it to somebody.
Yeah. Zidane.
You're giving the ticket to somebody.
Because
I know you don't go to sporting events, you know.
Females run on the track at Grand Slam, right?
No, I know you don't go to sporting events.
Think about it, Zidane. Think about it.
You're not going anywhere, God.
Think about it, Zidane. It's a track and field and female tennis.
Mister, you're not going to any sporting event, no.
Hey, anyway, continuing right along.
Yeah.
By the way, tell Nick, sir, right? Him not have to call the show every day, you know, for me to come to this conclusion, you know. You know what I do know? That 100% of your cars this year have included Craig Butler's name. How about that?
Is that true, though?
Close to it. You mean if I know 100, close to it.
Well, I don't remember that.
Me I met Nick go hey Nick, anywhere you at, I hope you're boiling like all radiator right now. Big up yourself. Zidane.
Yes.
I have look a fun with Nick man. Now I pay Nick no mind. So like him a boil though. NBA times Zidane.
Yes.
Where say? LeBron James what?
I said
better than Steph Curry. Weird.
I said despite the Golden State Warriors winning and Steph Curry was spectacular, this is how great LeBron James. LeBron James still outplayed Steph.
Why was he better than Steph? Tell me.
In all aspects of the game, LeBron James was better.
Oh, you don't think about where, when, and how.
What do you mean where, when, and how?
You saw the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You saw the big shot Steph made.
Yes. What's the point? LeBron James had a few big shots in later in the game as well.
No, him lick a 3 when them down 10. That's not consequential. Watch it, you know.
But remember Warriors led for the most part, and it was not because of Steph Curry. You know? Remember, he had that cushion. So if you want to go down that intricacies route, me can still beat you. It was
we the praise people in a L still. Just like Mahomes, you don't hear me come on the radio come praise Mahomes. Not L. We don't praise people in a L.
You have pointed out that Mahomes did great things, even though his team lost. You have done it on this program. Don't do that.
What?
I've heard you defending.
Me tell you, say, if Mahomes throws for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns and the Chiefs lose, my night has been ruined.
No, but I don't care about your night. I'm saying you have.
I don't care about
no.
One objective Mahomes
is that the dog? This not about you're trying to overtalk me now, getting loud. I'm saying you, Garvey, have come on this program and defend Patrick Mahomes when he has lost football games.
Which game that?
Multiple times they do it.
Which game that?
Even when they lose the Super Bowl, you go down and Patrick Mahomes.
I blame others. Have I praised Mahomes in a lot?
Yes, you have talked about aspect of the game where it was brilliant. On the after the Super Bowl,
me tell you all the while, me not care about stats.
Anyways, I don't care about
stats.
I don't care about you. So you telling me what?
Yo, you and Nick sound like on a really good person.
But I am praising. Hold on, I am pointing out LeBron James.
You should not care about my opinion, sir. That's about me.
No. I'm saying you're saying you don't praise. I don't care what you do, my boss. You're not me. It's me the host. You're one caller.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, the last thing more I ask you about now, right? What percentage do you put on defense when you determine the best player in the NBA?
Percentage on defense.
Yeah.
High percentage. Me no know the number in my head now, but it's very important.
So me not understand it. So why you say so what you say? SG is not much of a better defender than Nikola Jokic?
I think he's better, but I don't think there's a gulf between the two.
What's the highest Nikola Jokic has ever finished in defense this year?
All right, let me tell you how I look at defense. Let me show you. You see, Shea, we're talking about his ability to lock up somebody, right? That's what Shea does, Steals and you lock down somebody. He's brilliant at that. But when
so average 1 block a game.
Yeah, man. But I'm saying to you, when he does well and force a tough shot off somebody, the team has to complete the defensive possession with a defensive rebound. Because we saw last night where Lakers give up a lot of second chance opportunities, and that's why one of the reasons why they lost the game. So rebounding is very important. And I'm saying to you, Nikola Jokic is a far better rebounder than Shea. So that's
but notice what happened to Nikola in most of the games where he goes up against a good rebound on the other team. He gets out-rebounded by guys like Julius
He still rebounds. So that is a part of defensive rebounding, is a part of defense.
But Shea is not, when amongst point guards, Shea is one of the highest, it's probably the highest amount of rebounds being averaged by a point guard.
But me never going to debate the defense because me give it to Shea. But I'm saying to you.
And the one thing I'm want you to know, I heard CC say yesterday, and this is not to take a swipe at CC, when he said Nikola Jokic is the only player that is doing what he's done. Well, guess what? What SG is doing this year, he's the only player in NBA history to do this. Listen to this, Zidane. He's the only player in NBA history to average at least 33 points a game, right? Shoot at least 52%, right? Average at least 6 assists a game, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and a steal and a half a game. He's the only player in the history of the NBA to do that. You know what that shows me, Zidane? This is a two-ended dominance on the court. He's dominating. He's the best on offense. He's the best on defense. This man is the best player in the NBA. So, see, and a joker alone have a historic season.
You know what the irony about this, Carl?
Yeah.
I remember when I told you last season that don't compare Shea to Liquor Man down and
You see, I never did that.
Yeah,
I never
man.
did
You
that.
did. You said.
I said, hold on, boss.
You said
I
Jalen
said
Brunson was
at the time,
and that was nonsense.
Jalen Brunson was playing the best
And that
point
was
guard in
nonsense
the
because
NBA.
Shea,
Do not lie. And
Shea
he
is,
was.
what Shea is
He
doing,
was.
what Shea doing this season is similar to what he did last season. Very similar.
No, my boss. Jalen averaged
Take your
37
licks,
my
my
game
boss.
in the playoffs.
Take
No,
your
you
licks.
take your
No, me not about playoffs. It was not the playoffs. It was in the regular
you
season.
from January last year. Hold on.
You can't sell shit to me.
Hold on, Zidane. Listen to this stat about Jalen Brunson last year. From January in the regular season. Hold on.
But
From
Shea is
January
a
in the
far
regular
better
season.
defender. The same argument you're giving me now about Shea defense ability.
Let me just make that point. Yeah.
No, I don't want to hear it because Shea
he led the NBA. He led the NBA in scoring and box plus minus.
Was the far
from
better
January, you know.
Isn't Shea a far better defender than Brunson? Why never want to use that argument last
I remember your name changed to Zidane R9 Matthews, you know.
So it's me teaching about Shea. You run on pan Shea now. You run on pan Shea now because you don't like Nikola Jokic.
All right, Garvey. Yeah, man, we'll leave it at that.
Yes, him gone.
All right, so we'll take one more. All right, yeah. 6139. What may I say? 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-6968.
Yes. So
I'll go and tell you what the gentleman name, Nick. But just make the call. When you get him, you let me know.
Yeah, man. So listeners, you remember, I know the basketball people remember that when he was waxing lyrical about Jalen Brunson. And I said, Brian Johnson was the best guard in the league. And I said, no. Because I thought Shea should have won the MVP last year, you know. I thought he should have. But they gave it to Nikola. And Nikola is Nikola. And I was pointing out to Garvey that, listen, look at Shea numbers per game. Look at his shooting percentage and look at his defensive prowess. And Garvey still was trying to go around me and telling me about Jalen Brunson. Now all of a sudden this season, the Shea defense is all of that. And the defense part me give him. He's a great defender. And that is the reason why over the last 2 years, barring nobody, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the best guard in the league. Garvey, you're late to that. You're late. All the things you're waxing lyrical about Shea this season, he was doing last season. And I thought, didn't he come second in MVP voting last season based on his regular season play, Garvey? So you're late to the party, guy. You only a jump on Shea now because you don't rate Nikola Jokic. So you want somebody. So the enemy of your enemy is now your friend.
All right. Well, we're trying to get in touch with a representative of Grand Slam. We have 2 tickets to give away as well. But my instructions have been specific. Get the interview done. Then we'll ask the question. Because at least one of the questions will be based on the interview. I will have 2 grandstand tickets to give away. And we also have some bleachers. Is he there? All right, Mr. Garay, how are you, sir?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Well, we're not too bad at all. We're looking forward to the start of the Grand Slam track event tonight.
I'm very excited about it myself. Yes, I'm so excited to be here in Kingston, Jamaica. I've been here for a week now, and I can tell you the excitement seems to be building for this, and I'm really excited to see that stadium rocking tonight. Can't wait to give away. I think we're giving away some tickets here in a little bit, and can't wait to get 2 more people in the stadium tonight.
Yeah, man, I'm giving some tickets away. Here's my question. Just for people at last minute who may not know some of the stars that will be on display, can you just remind us of some of the names we'll see participating tonight?
Yeah, listen, we've got Gabby Thomas, the current 200-meter women's gold medalist. We've got Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, maybe pound for pound the best track athlete on the planet right now. World record holder in the 400-meter hurdles. We've got Kenny Bednarek, silver medalist in the 100 meters. Fred Curley, 200 meters. Fred Curley, medalist in the 100. We've got Masai Russell, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, and then Akira Nugent, all running in the hurdles. Akira, your island's own Akira Nugent. She, I think, pretty sure she has the fastest time for the hurdles in the indoor right now, and this will be one of her first outdoor meets. But we got Masai Russell, who won the gold medal, and Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who medaled in the Paris Olympics too. We've got a total of 35 medalists just from Paris alone coming in racing tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're really excited about putting those folks out on the track and letting them get after it.
People want to get tickets at the last minute. Jamaicans are notorious for being last minute people. Where can people get tickets? And if you can just remind us of the prices, that would be great as well.
Yeah, so listen, if you want to buy tickets at the stadium, you can. We'll have plenty of kiosks and booths around the stadium in order to buy, so you can come straight out to the stadium. That might be the easiest, okay? And then I would also encourage, if you want to go to GrandSlamTrack.com and get your tickets before you come tonight, that's a great place to get them too. You can also go to Caribtix, but I think the best place right now is for you to go get them at the stadium today, and then also to go ahead or go to GrandSlamTrack.com.
You have any idea what
our bleacher seats?
You have any idea what the ticket costs?
So our bleacher seats, what the cost? Yeah, so the bleacher seats right now are going for 1,500 Jamaican dollars. So 1,500 Jamaican dollar for the bleacher seats, and then our grandstand tickets are well priced at 9,000 Jamaican. So 9,000 Jamaican dollar will get you in the best seats in the house, get you in the premium grandstand, and you'll be able to experience this race from the comfort of those seats and watch all these amazing little mini Olympics coming straight to you.
That 9,000 is per night?
That's 9,000 per night. That's right.
9,000 per night for the grandstand. All right. What kind of entertainment? What kind of entertainment package can people look forward to?
Yeah, listen. So tonight we've got a DJ coming from America. We've got DJ Scribble. We've also got some local DJs, DJ Press, a number of other local DJs who I know are popular in a dance hall. We've got some live local acts performing as well. We've got Rising Suns, who's one of their was one of their Malcolm was in the One Love movie that covered Bob Marley. In addition to that, we've got Vanessa Bling coming out performing. We got Yaxta, who's coming out to perform, and then on top of that, we've also got TJ coming out to perform his hit song "Drift" for us. And TJ and Vanessa will both be on Sunday in Rising Suns, and Yaxta will both be tonight. In addition to that, we're going to have live drum bands. We're going to have face paintings for the kids. We're going to have a number of other live and entertainment spectacles. We're going to be actually painting a mural out there all weekend long as well. Lots of things to do for the family if you come out to the stadium this weekend.
One of the things that people were wondering after that track that was designed by Don Lockaby was wonder whether or not it would be a fast track. Jamaicans are excited about people running fast. From what you have seen from champs, from what the athletes are telling who are training on it now, what kind of feedback are you getting?
It's fast. It's really fast. I think at champs, from what I understand here over the weekend, but I wasn't here for the 100 meters, and I understand that there was a young man who ran a 10.05, which that would have gotten him into the semifinals for the Olympics, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's running fast right now. And then, the athletes yesterday, they were actually on it. I was on it with Masai Russell and Melissa Jefferson Wooden, and both of them were saying that it's really responsive. Michael Johnson came down yesterday and was actually doing some strides on it as well. And he said it's responsive, lots of energy on it. And I'll tell you too, I'm more of a miler, but I ran a 5:48 mile on it yesterday, 1,500. I ran a 5:48 1,500 on it yesterday, which is the fastest time I've had in 5 years.
Interesting. All right, Mr. Garay, we'll leave it at that. Looking forward to seeing you at the stadium over the weekend.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Everyone come on out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be amazing. Doors open tonight at 3. They open tomorrow at 3. The racing begins at 5 p.m. And then on Sunday, the doors open at 12. The racing begins at 2. So really excited to bring this event to Jamaica and really excited to show it to the rest of the world. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, Sir Garay. Big up thyself. And that's Mr. Garay, who is the COO of Grand Slam Track, not Central. CEO. What's the meaning of CEO again? Chief Executive Officer. So COO would be Chief Operating Officer, I think the title is. We're coming back after this.
What am I going to do about this now?
What happened to you, Mrs.?
My car broke down and I can't get the parts.
Parts? So you never hear about Dangels? And them are the done in the parts world, you know? Them have parts for Hyundai, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, Mazda, Subaru, you name it. Them have it.
Visit Danjan Auto Spares and Accessories in Kingston at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Telephone 929-9146. Or in Maypen at shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Telephone 986-7142.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich.
4 Real Madrid players have been cleared to face Arsenal in their Champions League quarterfinal, despite 3 being punished by UEFA. Last month, European football's governing body opened an investigation into allegations of indecent conduct by Antonio Rudiger, Kylian Mbappe, and Vinicius Jr. During the last 16 win against Atletico Madrid, the 4 allegedly made gestures towards the home fans after Real beat their rivals on penalties to book their place in the last 8. UEFA said on Friday that no disciplinary proceedings were brought against 24-year-old Brazilian winger Vinicius Jr. The other 3 Real Madrid players were found to have violated the basic rules of decent conduct under Article 11.2b of the UEFA disciplinary regulations. And that's your Sports in a Minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal. Fosrich Financing.
Get on the path to financial freedom. Be your own boss with City and Guilds and Distinction College certification at Distinction College. Start full-time, part-time, and weekend classes in plumbing, air conditioning, and refrigeration, motor vehicle repairs, and electrical installation. No subjects required, no age limit, no entrance test. Register this week and get free courses at huge discounts. Licensed employment agencies will assist students with job opportunities overseas. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios, or call 876-356-4167. Distinction College, the school of champions.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number 1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, so welcome back online. And now I have a question. Anybody who wins this question, I have 2 pairs of Grand Slam. I keep saying Grand Slam. Grandstand tickets to give away for the Grand Slam. So the winner will get 2 tickets. The question is, and that is why they wanted you to listen to the interview. So at least one of the questions is from that interview. What is the name of the man that conceptualized and designed the new track or the upgraded track at the National Stadium? Give me that name and I'll get you 2 grandstand tickets. And as you heard, it's $9,000 per seat for the grandstand. So each person will get $18,000 worth of tickets. So let's go online. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, man, big lad here.
Good afternoon, big lad.
You want a shot at the question before you say what you came to say?
Well, I want a shot at the second question.
All right.
Even though I don't know what it is.
No, well, we have to get that one out of the way first.
I will get that one out. I nothing wrong with that.
All right. What say you?
I'll pass on the question, I know.
Yeah.
All right. So, me here going to be running and Zidane remember the conversation clearly. And him there Trump Branson all the way through.
Yes.
Him just a Trump thing, you know, I just say because, you know, he's not a fan of Jokic and he don't want Jokic to win another one, you know?
Yeah, man. He's just trying to discredit Nikola Jokic. In the really real shape.
I think it was too much last year, and I think it's even too much this year.
Yes.
You know, well, I give Shea the edge. You know, well, I would have given Shea the edge last year based on what he was doing, but
yes.
You know the things that already.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vote thing, so you can get the votes. But I think Shea is going to get it this year because of the whole narrative. He's leading his team. His team is number one, and all of that. You know.
Yeah, the amount of games.
He's you know, especially this year, even better than last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I heard some analysts speaking about team that is coming out of the West. And they must say, boy, the Lakers. But I don't understand. They're not reasoning out the thing logically.
Hold on, you hear experts saying Lakers are coming out of the West?
Yeah, man. Steve A. Smith, Truman, and some persons, you know, all them are Trump is Lakers because OKC don't have the experience. I mean, what experience they want on the 82 games?
Well, it's one person here saying that and is one of the twin, the Morris twin, the other twin that is no longer playing.
No, man, some person were on Stephen A panel.
Well,
and Stephen A disagree with them. Kenny person disagree. But there are some other persons on it, and they're all picking the Lakers to come out of the West.
Well, I like the Lakers, but I'm surprised to hear that you have quite a few persons saying so as well. I thought most persons were going with the Thunder.
But not as the favorite.
No, I don't think they are the favorites. You couldn't think they're going in as a favorite. You have to respect what OKC has been doing, so they are going in as overwhelming favorites. But I think Lakers has the requisite talent to get the upset.
Yeah. And if them get it right, then definitely can, you know, cause some problem and can even tackle OKC if them get it right, you know, for 4 games out of that 7-game series. If they do meet, you know.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of Luka last night because that game was a playoff-like atmosphere. Yeah. He came up very small, my boss. I think he has ended a streak of 114 straight games making a 3-pointer. He didn't make one last night, my boss. But the concern for the Golden State Warriors is that Luka wasn't good at all scoring-wise. He was very awful. And they will still have to hang on in the end.
Yes.
Yeah, so I strongly believe that if these two teams meet in the playoffs, Lakers in 5.
Yes, honestly.
Yes.
But definitely, yes. On across the West now, I mean, I have Celtics coming out if they are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So if everybody is healthy, I have Celtics, you know, coming out over the Cleveland Cavaliers. But if they're missing one piece, the Cavs definitely will come out of the East. That's how I have it. How do you see it?
We have the Boston Celtics fully healthy, meaning the key players. I think Boston will get the better of the Cavaliers.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to drop in a little piece and make a move again, you know?
All right, big lad.
Big up yourself. And remember the question, if you can answer who was the man that designed the upgraded stadium track, you can get yourself a pair of tickets for the grandstand. All you then have to do is to give me your name and your email number, and we'll arrange that it gets to you. Back online again. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Fuzzy.
Oh, Fuzzy. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, man. Grand Slam. I was, you know, today.
You want a chance at the ticket?
Yeah, man. I want a chance.
Who was the name of the man?
Tomorrow.
I suppose I could get you any day you like. What was the name of the man
yes.
who conceptualized the upgraded track?
His name was Don Lockerbie.
All right, you have it right.
Oh.
We're going to take your number and then we'll call you.
All right.
And then
Tomorrow, take it on Sunday, yeah?
we're going to, no man, I'll allow the people to send the email to your
All right then. No problem.
leave your number with the producer when you're done.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
The crowd coming, you know, I hope it will be good, but it won't be as great as Chan. Knowing that 40% of the people who come stadium or overseas, you know, people from in the diaspora will come over with their family, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And 40% of the regular people love track and field. And the next 20% of people will just love the excitement and dress up, you know? But I hope them get a good turnout. You know?
Yeah, that's the hope.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Yeah, really. It's really a good thing, really good concept. I know in Jamaica, maybe it starts somewhere else and then see it go on and hear it go on.
Yeah.
Then get excited after. Yeah. But you are the first thing this weekend, you know. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's it, you know. You
All
don't
right.
know me love listening more than that, you know.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, Fuzzy.
All right. I even know the producer. All right, Zidane. Big up Zidane.
Yeah, man. You're good.
Big up Orville.
Yeah, man.
Love the show always.
Always. Big up. Nick, take him number.
All right.
Big up.
Here, take Fuzzy number.
We take a break. We're coming back.
Tate's Pharmacy, Clarendon's super pharmacy, your one-stop solution for all your needs. We've got you covered. From prescription items to household essentials, toys, electronic items, and even an internet cafe. Come fill your prescription and stop at our deli for a scrumptious meal. Visit us at Shop 27 Bargain Village Mall, 35 Main Street, Maypen, Clarendon, or call us at 986-2324 or 786-2222. You can WhatsApp your prescription to us at 876-313-8980 for a hassle-free experience. Tate's Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Clarendon College football team. Thank you for choosing Tate's Pharmacy, Clarendon's super pharmacy.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, so the next question I'll be giving it in a little bit. Let me just do that now. Let me find a track and field question. All right, we go online. I'll find a question when we have a call. Hello.
Hello, my time?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Bull.
Bull, you want a two grandstand ticket?
No problem. We have to give me an easy question, though.
You want an easy question?
Yeah.
Track and field question, where if you ask it?
Yeah, it could have been more football. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, it has to be a track and field question. All right. Before you come off, I'll think of a question.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Zidane.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, two things.
Yes.
One, Garvey now.
Mm-hmm.
Why Garvey? you can't use this brother here, Shea. When last season you did have make up a bag of nice for Jalen.
Yes.
And then in the same breath, you have forward and say Shea has been the best over the past 3 years.
Yes. He's saying Shea over the last 2-3 years is the best player in basketball. Yet
And
last year he said Jalen Brunson was the best
guard.
guard in basketball, and the man is a point guard. No,
Only Shea is a guard.
no, Jalen Brunson at no point in time is better than Nikola Jokic, you know. So Jalen Brunson last season was never better than Nikola Jokic. But now she's better than Nikola Jokic, and Jalen Brunson last year was better than she. The man is a complete joke, and when it comes down to sports discussion.
If there is a scientist, I'm going to give something because there's only one true science, you know, and that's mathematics, you know.
Yeah.
Darby, if A equal to B and B equal to C, then A needs to equal to C, big man.
There's
Right,
only
now
one.
you're saying A
There's only
equal-
one true science, and that's math.
Yes, man. Match is the only true science, man. Much stronger than Obi and Harvey, you know, believe?
No, I don't know what it means.
Anybody go to UAE would understand that phrase. That phrase comes from a brother with teach maths at UAE. And name is Morgan, Kurt Morgan.
Oh, and it's the only true science.
Everyone they say mathematics is the true science, the only true science, much stronger than Wobia.
Oh, and you believe that?
As a mathematician, yes.
We're not gonna argue that, but that clearly doesn't make sense. But what?
I hear about
it.
Anyway, this weekend, Saturday, Boulders FC will be going back home to our original ground, right beside Eyebrow. The field right beside Eyebrow, we set it up now, pretty ready for some Major League Football in St. Catherine. So anybody in around the Maypen, Langsville, Freetown, Wallaba Road, just come down to Boulders FC. We'll be playing against Cedar Grove on Saturday at the Eyebrow field. The field right beside Eyebrow. Just walk with the three bills and tell them, say, Emily Senior, and you get to come in. You understand? We're going to try and make it be a good, like a Saturday vibes thing. You know, we have some fun t-shirt we want to give you as well. So we want it to be a whole entertainment package for persons coming into the ground on Saturday. So we're asking all the persons, you know, come out and support.
Well, it's a walk with the three bills and call your name.
Yes, man. If you don't call me, you have to pay a fine.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So just walk with your three bills and say Emily Senior. That's the discount when you say Emily Senior.
Emily is you.
Yes, Orville. That's my last name.
No. May I say a lot of people don't know what your real name. People know you as Bull, so I want them to know that is you named Emily.
Yes, man.
All right. So I just that made the door clear.
Yeah. So of course we're gonna talk about the young talent them who have. You understand? You can come out and you know Tajan Cummins already there. You have another skillful, very tricky, entertaining winger. Can watch him as well. He's 19 years old. He goes by the name of Makala, Akeem Makala, aka Country. So persons can come out and watch him play as well. And of course, I talk about the right back that we have, the Shane Dennis. So let's come out and watch them, support them, and walk with the three bills. Yeah? Cedar Grove, 4 p.m. Play against Cedar Grove at Boulders, right beside the Eyebrow. That's here right there. So that's our next gentlemen. Big up on yourself.
Hold on, take a shot at the question.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I'll make it as easy as I can. Jamaica has the 4x1 men's world record. Tell me me not gonna ask you to tell me the time. It's 36.84. But tell me the 4 men who set a 4x1 record.
Hold on. Bolt.
It was done at the 2012 London Olympics.
Ewan, I think Ashmead and Nesta Carter.
Now you get short of 4. We have to leave.
Ashmead.
I think Ashmead was on the winning team there on the
no, it's a record winning. Not just merely the winning.
The world record. You get it wrong by one.
I get that one wrong there. My bad.
All right. So back on line. Hello.
Can't be say Bull get that wrong. Even me, I think Jamaica football. Even me, I think a football are the best would get that right.
All right.
Even me, I know fight. Me can't be say Bull get that wrong.
All right. So the name that he didn't call was Carter. So it was Carter, Freighter, Bolt, and what the other one? Blake? So you know, what was the time?
No. Me now I got no chance.
Oh, you know
I got no running. No, sir.
All right, cool.
I'm not interested in another one.
All right.
Yeah, Zidane.
Yes, sir. Montiel.
The bright Zidane, the winner argument, man, Zidane.
No, I'm not a winner argument.
Yeah, man, the winner argument, man. You is all about winning the argument.
No.
So before me get into that, you know me that me call boss. Garvey, tell Garvey, say Garvey, if you understand that, Butler have to take him beatings because the kind of utterances, and then Nick clearly not talking about him as a man who scout players and get players to go play overseas and all of that. So Garvey can't go like him might be disingenuous. Yeah. Like, you know, understand what he's gonna talk
But Nick has been calling the radio program constantly for about 2 years now. I've never heard Nick coming on with Butler. This is the first.
Exactly.
This is the first me hearing Nick really call back to back and talk about Craig Butler, and it's because whenever we talk about Vera and the relegation, that's when Nick call, and Nick is right. The man said, "I'm going to now that I'm in the league, I'm going to win it in a year. I'm going to win the CONCACAF Champions League. Are you going to get relegated?"
Right, I'm saying you can tell us something. If Butler had won the league this season, we would have to give the Jamaica job. We would have to fire McLaren and give the job.
Couldn't hold him, man. Couldn't hold him at all.
Yeah, man. Nobody could have talked to him, man. Because first thing go tell about in resume, see there, me get players, me get Leon Bailey. After that, me go win schoolboy, and then now me can win the league. How can't talk to me?
Couldn't talk to him for sure.
We would have to give the Jamaica curly. So guess what? If me can praise you, me must can beat you when you fail.
Yeah.
And the man has been a failure. There's no doubt about it. But mind you, I know him alone. But because of the utterances, he have to take the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
Zidane, me know why you going like you want to come pick up my baller, you know, Zidane.
Who that?
You know why you going like you want to come pick up my baller. Oh, no must the pearl me attack. You pick up the pearl just now. Oh, you think, you think,
No.
You don't rate the pearl, no,
and that's
so you come back.
No, that is
him think that I'm hurting.
Yeah, that is exactly why I use Waterboy, because nobody can say I'm a Waterboy fan. So I use Waterboy to prove that many times on this very same program, I would have said Dean Burton cannot play football like Waterboy, and Dean Burton would have spent some time in the Premier League.
Zidane, you would have gone like you're smart, Zidane. Let me tell you something.
No.
The only reason why you don't give me Fama is because you get
all right,
card.
forget about what.
It's because you get card.
No. I'm not going to allow this. Hold on, man. Forget about what. No. You're being dishonest. This week, they got called the program and said, Zidane, who is better, Bobby Reed or Andy Williams? And I said, Andy Williams. Andy Williams has never played in the Premier League. So I am not of the view that once you play in the Premier League, you're better than who did not. Even this very same week, I said a player who did not play in the Premier League is better than one who did. So I'm not trying to be slick or anything. Don't do that to me, my career, my boss.
All right. Don't retract that one there.
Okay, good.
Retract that. So I could go down to the business that's on now.
Yes.
Taxi Lawrence and Bibi Gardner, right? It's a conversation we want. No, it's because it's not the public team. It's you and I team, right?
Yes.
So we're going to go the position we're winning. But before we got Taxi Lawrence, Zidane, why you have Ravel? Because we did have to end prematurely because we get the 6 and come off already. Why you have Ravel over Fitzroy Sims?
No, man. Remember, I told you that these two people are not vying for the same role, you know. So in your team, Sims isn't Sims your defensive mid in your team?
But in my room.
Yeah, but talent-wise, he's not close to Ravel, though, my boss. Ravel. Yeah, man, Ravel.
No. Are you talking the person that Ravel should have been or could have been?
No, man, then when based on what we know, and when him at the best, we know what he can be, you know. So Ravel Morris, we say the players them are focused on that them best, you know. So Ravel Morris being focused on that them best, my boss, is a world talent, my boss. Simpson is not.
And Fitzroy Simpson.
No, we're close to any world talent at him best, my boss. That man is a regular footballer, ordinary footballer. What is wrong with him?
Me sorry, say you don't get it.
You don't know who Ravel Morris. I don't know what?
Yeah, me not think you know who Simpson is.
I know who is. He tackles very hard, he works very hard, and he can pass the ball along well. But technically, he's not close to anybody at the world level.
Yeah, so no, so that since the two of them now play in the same position, we don't go position by position now.
Yes.
So you say Billy Gardner and Taxi Lawrence now, Zidane.
Yes.
You mentioned to us that one of the reasons why you give Leon Bailey over Walter Boyd is because he might play against Van Dijk.
No, actually,
and all them. Hold on, man.
No, actually, I don't. But hold on, man. Yeah, answer you. Actually, I don't compare Leon Bailey to Walter Boyd. I think it's laughable to compare the two.
But yeah, so hold on, man. But you give the reason.
No, I don't think it's close.
Even though you think, hold on, we hear the man again, man.
Yeah, go on, right,
one of the reasons you give Zidane is Leon Bailey play against Van Dijk and Ruben Diaz and all them big
no, it doesn't matter.
Around
it doesn't matter who Leon Bailey play against him better.
Yeah, the man.
But I'm saying to you, it doesn't matter who Bailey is playing against.
Yeah, me I talk about
talent.
the reasons why you give Zidane.
No, man. That's when the argument get deep, man. I mean, I have to explain. But I'm saying.
That's a deep argument we are talking about.
No, talent-wise, Walter Boyd and Leon Bailey is not on the same planet.
So, but talent-wise, Taxi Lawrence and Billy Gardner not at the same level.
I disagree.
Right?
No, I disagree. No, I dispagree with that, my boss. They are defenders.
You compare Hold on. A man who first of all has been coming in request a man from our team.
Doing what?
Our team.
Doing what? Doing what well?
I mean
what was he doing? What was he doing well?
I mean what? He after they play football well.
No, what? Give me some specifics, man. Give me some specifics. What was he doing well to liquid the other fella?
The man can tackle, he can square, he can do all of them things that what left back does.
Let me ask
and even go
let me ask you a question. If your team is depleted,
right,
and you want a defender, a central defender, and you have two options.
Central defender.
Yes, so your team is depleted now through injuries. And you want a central defender within the squad. And you have Taxi available and Bibi Gardner.
Bibi Gardner.
You would use Bibi Gardner to play central defense.
Bibi Gardner is a better footballer fit to the yeah, man, laugh as much, man. Bibi Gardner. Because I have seen Bibi Gardner play against the Manchester United big sides of this world, Chelsea and all of them, and we see him holding own against them. Taxi Lawrence play US MLS and all them things that Zidane. Are you go compare Bibi Gardner to
well, the people
Monday we continue the team.
The people who develop both of them disagrees with him. I talked to the owner of Orville this morning, and he says Zidane, it's very, very close between the two in terms of the ability to play the left back position. So you only can't say hold on. You can't say hold on.
And then you say going forward, Bibi. Then if it's very close defensively, Bibi better going forward. Then of course Bibi has
no, I don't mean that. You are saying no close.
You dead, Zidane.
Me did say no close. No, but hold on a full month. Me never say no close.
And then yesterday you said Bibi better going forward.
No.
That means you have to give it
you can't. Why you say no close to my boss? So me dead when you say no close. I never said there was a gap between the two as footballers.
All right,
you say so. So you dead? That can't me dead.
We have to run. We're coming back up.
Apply for your NHD refunds at nhd.gov.jm or via the NHD app. Do not click on any links offering to help you. The time by the NHD is
2:00.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio Omega.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE Online Trading.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
Hey, people, I want to tell you, man. I said I'm playing 4 at the back. It's analysis me I use on a beat, man. So me I play 4 at the back. So me, because the left back defends more, or is asked to defend more when you're only using 4 defenders. So I'm going in my system, me I go with taxi. I never said anything about. I actually said, yes, going forward, baby, gonna get the edge for me, you know. The man I said, me say it not close. Is you know I say not close and I'm don't compare. And the people out above you, I said, no, man, too. The man played 77 games for Jamaica. He's the same man running the hype up in 2015, you know, he's brilliant at the Copa America. Taxi Lawrence. He's the same man on the praise, how he was brilliant in the Gold Cup in 2017. I was named team at the tournament. Baby gonna play Gold Cup, you know. I was never named in any such thing, you know. The man was a very, very good left back for Jamaica when he played. Taxi Lawrence. No 2 ways about it. Stop disrespect the youth. Because man playing a Premier League for 10 years straight.
All right, so we got to the first selection, brought to you by Edge Campaigns for People Who Dream in Color. This one is from Lieutenant Stitchy, and it's called I Stand on Solid Rock.
Hallelujah. Glory to your name. Most High God, Jesus. On Christ the Son, rock I stand. Oh, yo, all are the road is sinking sand. Oh, yo, on him alone I will depend. Oh, yo, it's every word I will defend. Oh, yo, Jesus Christ on his Savior and my Creator. My provider is my God, is my Father. Deliverer and my healer, my Redeemer, Master, Teacher, Doctor, Lawyer, Keeper, Armor, Warrior, Helper, and Protector. Will never be ungrateful to the King Most High. Forever I will praise him and lift him up high. All the mercies and the love he gives to you and I. That is the reason why we live, and that's why on Christ the Son, rock I stand. Oh, yo, all are the broken sinking sand. Oh, yo, on him alone I will depend. Oh, yo, it's every word I will defend. Oh, yo, from the streets of the hill that put the ghetto learn. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, God is still the same. Cause he put it for them of his very own name. So when the devil tempt you, not come very hard. You can't say you're not the excellent, not excellent. You say you're not the good, and not the you say you're not the excellent, not excellent. For your word, you can be blessed or condemned. Exactly for the word, you put it on a follow friend. A follow friend, a follow wrong friend. Like the prodigal son, you need a half pen. But the grace of God can rise you again. Cause the Christ is on rock my strength. Oh, yo, all on the road is sinking sand. Oh, yo, on him alone I will depend. Oh, yo, it's every word I will defend. Oh, yo, stop, rewind, pause, there are cause. Listen the word and I know to receive the Lord. Repent, confess, and accept the truth. Talking to the God, the Father, Mother, Holy. Accept the Father will be your friend. Resist the devil and him have to run away. And renew your mind and purge your heart and cleanse your soul. And let the Holy Spirit take control. Cause I'm Christ the Son, rock I stand. Oh, yo, all on the road is sinking sand. Oh, yo, on him alone I will depend. Oh, yo, it's every word I will defend. Oh, yo, Jesus Christ on his Savior and my Creator. My provider is my God, he is my Father. Deliverer and my healer, my Redeemer, Master, Teacher, Doctor, Lawyer, Keeper, Armor, Warrior, Helper, and Protector. All the mercies and the love he gives to you and I. That is the reason why we live, and that's why on Christ the Son, rock I stand. Oh, yo, all on the road sinking sand. Oh, yo, 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 on him I will depend. Oh, yo, 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 it's every word I will defend. Oh, yo, 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 on the rise the storm, rock I stand. Oh, yo, 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 all on the world is sinking sand. Oh, yo, 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 on him I will depend. Oh, yo, 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 it's every word I will defend. Oh, yo, 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 oh, yo, 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 oh, yo, yo, yo,
Alrighty then, so that's Lieutenant Stitches singing I Stand on Solid Rock. And that's brought to you by Edge Campaigns for People Who Dream in Color. Here is question number 2. I don't want anybody to Google. So the next person who call, I'll ask the question. You get 2 grandstand tickets for the grandstand. Back in line, Cat. All right, hello.
My time?
Yes, man.
Oh, in the right time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What a question for the grandstand ticket.
Boy, I may almost want to gear because you're a track man through and through.
No, I'm just saying.
What give you an easy one. Ilian Thompson's fastest time over the 100.
10.54.
All right. I'll take your. I'll call you later and you give me your email and I send it to you. Write down Pioneer name.
From again, 2 tickets.
2 tickets, yeah. Grandstand.
Grandstand. I give them. So I forward to another grandstand.
I wish.
Have a choice of date.
I will talk to you after the show. But
not
you plan for coming to town from tonight?
No, probably tomorrow.
All right, I'll call you after the show.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'll make some arrangements.
And we talk to you.
The tickets are electronic or
Email. That email them say me have to send it to you back.
All right, not a problem. All right, not a problem.
All right, cool.
All right, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did I hear you say sometimes in terms of last night's game, LeBron play better than Steph?
Nice to gap between the two as well. Yes.
Come on, brother. Where are you? Where are you to determine? 2%.
No, the game what we watch, my boss.
Stop it, no man. Don't do that stuff.
All right. All right.
So, hold on. I have to question.
Yes.
Hold on, back to question. If an MVP was being awarded to the game, who they give?
No, but MVP is awarded to the man who normally come from the winning team. We're not discussing.
Which is the most significant thing. It's the impact in winning.
No, do that. Don't be dishonest, no man, Pioneer man. We not argue MVP, my boss.
16 from 10 and 5 from
no,
10.
but your argument. Yeah, but hold on, Pioneer.
Even down the stretch. Hold on, man.
Yes.
Even down the stretch.
You'll catch me. You'll kill me, no people.
Yeah, man, you have a kill me.
It's a 40 game. It's a 40 minutes game. You know, so I don't worry about down the stretch, you know.
Yeah, but down the stretch, man. You know my thing. Winning. You know my thing, brother.
Also, winning make you better. Winning make you better now.
No, hold on, that's down the stretch in the last night game when the game was on the line basically, and the teams are trying to just Steph make the winning play them teams.
No, but what about the defense from Draymond Green and LeBron, and then the strip from that's a contribution as well.
Yeah,
major. But what I'm saying to you, you were waxing lyrical about Shea defending last night, yesterday, as to why you think you're giving the edge over Nikola Jokic. No, I'm saying to you, LeBron James was a way better defender than Steph Curry in the game last night.
All right, he was a better defender.
And then it was close between them as scorers. Then why LeBron James was never better than.
No, I was not saying. Maybe I go by the impact of the
no, man, me catch a
you
quiet.
know the head-to-head record between them two players.
In the regular season.
Regular season player.
Yes.
You know what? Them play 50-yard game against each other.
Mm-hmm.
I know in both regular season and player Steph are leading, right?
You mean the Golden State Warriors would have won?
Yeah,
more.
man. The head-to-head record between the two players. So since hold on. One man played for the Warriors, one man played for Cleveland, and then over LA.
No, man.
Talk about head-to-head record.
No, man. Here we go.
When you talk about head-to-head record, what you talk about? It's not
no, but if I had Kevin Durant, for what 4 years, you know what better head-to-head too.
So what about the times when LeBron had Anthony Davis and Steph never really have nobody?
I mean Steph never. Hold on. When Steph never have nobody.
No, I mean, there were times.
Remember, LeBron James knocked out Steph as a defending champion, 4-2 in the playoffs,
Out of the playing.
No. I'm not about playing. I'm talking about when they were defending champions, they lost to Los Angeles 4-2 when Los Angeles went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And also, without Kevin Durant, hold on to me, boss, man.
Hold on, let me ask that question.
When they were...
agree that
yes.
Hold on, would you agree that Lakers are the better team in that team?
No, but I'm saying they had no big disadvantage, because they both had another co-star.
No, man. The size, we just attack to the man. We just attack the G-star about team that team.
No, me boss.
Where the size advantage the Lakers have just a one.
No, me not talking about size. Me talking about talent level, me boss. I'm saying you were the defending champions, me boss, and you had your team, me boss. You had Klay Thompson, you had Draymond Green, you had the Higgins, you had all of them, and the man beat you.
Yeah, but that year,
you also won 73 games. You also won 73 games. And LeBron James in the finals completely destroyed Steph Curry in terms of individual performance, my boss. Don't compare the two.
In the following year, you got 4-1 in the following year.
Because you added Kevin Durant.
All right, but that's why you know, head to head. And head to head people, and many more people are really. Some people like these things, but head to head in a both regular season and player separately.
No, man. I think it's tied in the regular season after last night.
No, man. Steph is leading in both.
No, man. No.
Zidane, the disparity is not even close.
No, my boss, may I tell you, the regular season, it's 3 straight. LeBron beat Steph before last night, 3 straight. That's 3 straight LeBron game before last night. Is Kevin Durant saved that man legacy against LeBron James, my boss? Because in 2015, I injured LeBron James 2 star them injured. They couldn't beat him. And when him get the back, him beat up Steph Curry, and Steph Curry flopping game 7, my boss. What is wrong with your pioneer? Don't compare these two people, my boss. Do not compare these. Is Kevin Durant saved him legacy against LeBron James? If he never go down there with nothing. We're coming back.
The JSC Group, Jamaica Stock Exchange, Jamaica Central Securities Depository Limited, and JCSD Trustee Services, providing a fair, efficient, and transparent stock market for over 45 years. The time by the Jamaica Stock Exchange Group is 2:15.
Tracy, who you go give on now?
You're too fast. Hey, me I got Jotex now for buy up my sugar bun, wine slice, bulla, coffee strip, and marble cake, plus some raisin bread, banana cake, and the best rock cake for the pitney them.
Me can get some?
No, go buy your own. Hey!
Jotex Bakery, visit 20 Gold Street, Kingston, or call 922-5768. Open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Delivery island-wide. Jotex Bakery, so nice, so right.
Conditions apply.
The fastest races in the world are coming to Kingston on April 4 through 6. Witness history at Grand Slam Track's first ever slam.
Akira Nugent, Oblique Seville, Rochelle Clayton, Nikisha Price, Roshan Clark, Gabby Thomas, Sidney McLaughlin, Leveroni.
I want to be remembered as the youngest to ever made history.
It's all about the competition and running fast.
Don't miss the debut of Grand Slam Track at the National Stadium, April 4 through 6.
Get your tickets now at GrandSlamTrack.com.
Saturday is one of the biggest days for sports, and Omega Sports has got you covered. Kick off your morning with the BBC Sports World for 3 hours of comprehensive roundup of various sports, including the English Premier League, from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Omega Radio, God and Sports. Sensible.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, Pioneer, back with you.
May I look on the record. So it's 30 to 26 in the regular season and 17 to 11 at the playoffs.
So it's a regular season was not as far as I think.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it is a disparity. I said that.
Yeah, but it's Kevin. It's when you formed the super team that came about. Yeah.
Man, Zidane, man. If you're talking about super team,
Boss.
LeBron has had the best.
No, I'm saying we're talking about when they meet each other.
Right, Zidane,
why don't you be fair in the discussion? We're talking about LeBron versus Curry. I'm saying to you, Draymond Green is a big player. Klay Thompson was a big player. You had a good team. So I'm saying Kevin Durant joining that very good team made it, and there was no match between the two teams now. So I'm saying you're going to win most of those. Everybody picked Golden State to beat Cleveland in those meetings.
Let me just throw in a fact, and then the two of you can keep going at it. Somebody just send me this for what it's worth in another discussion here. Steph and LeBron has faced each other 56 times in NBA games. Steph Curry has a 30-26 winning record over LeBron, including a 17-11 record in the playoffs.
All right, good.
So for what is that? That is worth. Steph Curry 30, LeBron 26.
All right. Thank you very much.
And Steph 17-11 in the playoffs.
Anyways, let's move on to some current game.
Yes.
Zidane, give me your top 6 in other words, because I don't know if you have heard me having the discussion about how jam pack is like a traffic jam in the West right now, and it's a bumper to bumper thing. Give me your top 6.
All right. So, and this includes looking at the games that are left for the team. So that is important.
Man.
All right. So the West now. So obviously the Thunder will win the West. I definitely think the Houston Rockets, based on they are 3 up on the team behind them in the last column.
They are secure. Even though them have a rugged.
So them definitely are going to be in the top 6. So Thunder Rockets automatic for me. Then Nuggets, Lakers, Warriors, and T-Wolves.
I got T-Wolves. So Grizzlies.
I think Grizzlies are going to slip out. I think Grizzlies are going to slip out. So I think the Timberwolves.
And the Clippers won't make it up.
Yes, that's what I think.
I think the Clippers will eat out of them last 10. They have been on a winning streak,
Yeah, man, I know.
They are being hampered a little because Kawhi went down, I think, in the last game or the game before. But traffic jam, it's the traffic jam in other words. And I'm very, very interested.
I think they will find themselves in some problems with these 3 games because Kings are fight for try to get in the play-in. So Clippers, they have Rockets, Kings, and the Warriors for their final 3 games. I think that's where they might.
Denver have a tough schedule in Denver's last 5 games. They have Golden State tonight. They have the Pacers who also adjust their position.
Yes.
They also have Houston. They have the Grizzlies. And I think them have, what's the other team? They have the Kings also.
Yes.
So Denver have a face.
All right. The great point this, because I was looking at the schedule as well. But the concern would be if they are injured or not. So let's say they get all their pieces back. I think they will stay in the top 6. If not, then they could find themselves in some trouble. So getting Murray and Porter back will be crucial for them because you're right. I think they have it very hard.
All right.
Call it Denver Warriors tonight.
May have Denver. The back-to-back might hurt, Steph.
Pioneer, we have some others are waiting. But we'll call you. I'll call you right after the show for your email and thing. I can pass it on and then make the thing.
All right, bless. Respect.
Yeah, man. Cool. We go back online, yeah? All right, so that call loading. And we'll be going to it right now. Hello?
Yes?
Yes.
Orville?
Yeah, Mr. P. Wago.
Yes. Zidane.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, man. Wago.
Day before yesterday, I told you about the Silva will be the next keeper. I just then dropped him on that 4, right, as a number 1 wicket keeper. But it's not the first. Them drop David Allen and replace him with Murray. Them drop David Murray and replace him with Dujan. So because this guy...
No, man, but them never come back as captain, man. You tell me so them replace somebody with somebody.
No. What I'm saying, them never play back for wrestling, But what I'm saying, it was poor farm with De Silva. But now the two of them, De Silva, this guy, new guy, right? The two of them are the leading big run getter in the competition.
I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if them call back Josh and give him the captain. I wouldn't be surprised.
Exactly. We talk about, were you surprised when them appoint Powell as keeper?
Ravman?
The first time. When they went to that road to Bangladesh
no.
Afghanistan.
No, not really.
I was surprised, but put it this way. Somebody, I think, I don't know who, if his cricket president released a statement. They said, them thanking because he took the rest of his family 8. Well, probably from 9 to 3, and then them bring it back to 5. But the last 9, 8 one-day matches, West Indies last 7 out of 8.
Yeah, the last part of him stint never great.
Yeah, that is why them say, 7 out of 8. Because we got back from 3 to 5. So that's why them say, well, I think you mentioned about skipper. Good, Walder might call back. But put it this way, you see, this cricket, I remember, it might be not before your time. West Indies took out a semi-retired man, I said us to England 1957, John Goddard, right? As skipper West Indies side, the same side where the Codry and Peter may pad out the West Indies. John Goddard was almost retired, and they asked him to come back at cricket and the West Indies 57 England.
Yeah, man, I remember the series well. You know that is the series that basically forced them to change the LBW law.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what
Colin Code would not kill whoever did. So I wouldn't surprise if Warner come back as skipper, but my strong opinion, they're going to give the silver.
I wouldn't be surprised. He was the vice captain for a while, and generally was seen as the heir apparent to Craig. So although he got dropped for that Pakistan tour, him come back and him a bat and him a keep well, batting very well.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't be surprised.
Give me up to date at the score. I should start yet.
I think we got 99-5. Just as you talk, Brad Barnes get LBW. Long forward, get it in front. Convince them something. Him gone 99-5.
Umpire decision final. Let me know. Enjoy the rest of the show. Cool.
All right, cool. Are we staying okay? We're back. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, man. CC there.
How did you see?
Yes, I'm here, CC.
Yeah, you know what Samir Garvey said. But I still think Garvey that will come with something when nobody never do, Because Miriam mentioned something, say she average 33, 6 and 5, something like that, Zidane?
Yes.
So you know what Michael Jordan have one season when average 32.5, 8 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
So my argument has been, there have been wing players, there have been guards who have had a better season than what Shea is having.
Yeah, so in pointing out that she is the only one to do this. That's not what you were talking about.
Exactly. But
yes.
I was saying that nobody else have done what Nikola Jokic has done at the center position.
Yes.
So if you go search with 75
people would have done better in his position than what Shea is doing, even though he has the only one with that stat line. Garvey was trying to be slick.
Not saying that what Shea is doing is not slick.
No man, Garvey was trying to be slick, my boss. I picked it up, but me just allow it.
No, but that's why I say when him come at me, if he tell me say, like him come now and I say, yo, what if what me say in terms of what Shea is doing, other people have done it before. It's because when I look at the guard position, remember, if we're looking at the GOAT conversation, the only wing player in the GOAT conversation is Michael Jordan. And there's a reason for that, Zidane. And if it's a wing player, guard player, only guard in the GOAT conversation. And there's a reason, because of the numbers that he would have put up. And we could go trace it back to the performances that he would have put up. Remember, one of the records that Shea is going with now, I think, 20 games, having gone 60 straight games of 20 points or more. He's the 7th person to do it. Nikola Jokic is the first center, if he completes this, to average a triple-double. That's 75, I go 76 years of the NBA. So it's not just only historical, but Shea has what? Shea is breaking OKC records. Nikola Jokic is breaking NBA records. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I don't see why you need to. That's not enough of a debate. Because we know what Shea is. Top 2 right now, possibly going to win the MVP based on how the MVP criteria is. The Joker is the best player in the world. There's no argument in that. So,
yes.
Moving on from that. Zidane, who would you ascribe clean sheet to? Like, vis-a-vis defenders are goalkeepers?
Both.
Both of them, right?
Combination, yes.
Yeah, so what makes, I think, like Andre Blake, in your opinion, better than Warren Barrett?
I think Andre Blake is better able to prevent the opponent from scoring, my boss. So when the team creates a big chance against you, Andre Blake, I think, is more likely to prevent that chance from going in than a Warren Barrett.
So then you would agree that Warren Barrett defense would have been far better than Andre Blake's defense?
Generally,
you choose Warren Barrett defense over Andre Blake's. The defenders played in front of Andre Blake.
Which one of the teams? If we must say Warren Barrett never only played in the 98 campaign, you know.
In the 90s, man. Coming up through the 90s, coming straight. Because Warren Barrett has what? 45 clean sheets, you know. The record for Jamaica as a goalkeeper. Andre Blake has 28.
So you're saying as a unit, he had a better defensive unit in front of him. You could argue that.
So all right. So that was it. As a unit,
yes.
You would say Warren Barrett had a better defense.
Yes.
In front of him.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if we look in terms of midfield in the 90s, you would have given the 90s a better midfield combination.
No man, but if you listen to the conversation, you wouldn't ask me these questions, you know. So the 1998 team, as a team, is better than the current team as a team. So we have to go through as a midfield, as a this, as a that. So the 19.
All right.
Let me repeat. The 1998 team as a team is better than the team now as a unit. So the argument that I'm having with most of them is if you're individually, if you're gonna get the best version of the players, who has the better set of players? So you don't have to go in the team dynamics of it, CC.
So
you follow?
I understand what you're saying. But let me tell you, there's another thing I think people don't really look at. For example, I was looking at a 2004 team which Reggae Boys play the Unity Cup. Remember, the Unity Cup is coming up. We're going to play Nigeria and Ghana. It has been confirmed between May 27th to May 29th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trinidad is a part of it as well. I was looking at the 2004 team that played them. Of the starting 11, Zidane, curious to note, only 2 players were in Jamaica at the time, playing in Jamaica, of the starting 11. And a lot of them were players who played in Jamaica Premier League before, or the Premier League at that point in time, which it was named. So I'm look on it, kind of compare to right now. Separate and apart from like you have the likes of Leon Bailey and some of those other guys, would you say between the period of 1998 and the period of 2007, we exported far more players in terms of England or in Europe than now?
I don't know. I would have to check.
It's not time.
But based on based on the makeup of Jamaica's national team, I've seen a lot of local Jamaicans play for Jamaica that were exported talents. Players where we have in the team, we have 4 or 5 man we get by for £1 million. We don't have 4 or 5 man locally now in the Jamaican setup that has gotten bought for £1 million or more.
Oh.
So for me, I think sometimes people will say the league is better now. But if you look at some of the individual talents back then, Zidane, they would have been better than some of the individual talents that we have now in the league. And I want to say one more thing.
Hold the line. We'll take a break. We're coming.
The fastest races in the world are coming to Kingston on April 4 through 6. Witness history at Grand Slam Track's first ever slam.
Akira Nugent, Oblique Seville, Rochelle Clayton, Nikisha Price, Roshan Clark, Gabby Thomas, Sidney McLaughlin, Leveroni.
I want to be remembered as the youngest to ever made history.
It's all about the competition and running fast.
Don't miss the debut of Grand Slam Track at the National Stadium, April 4 through 6.
Get your tickets now at GrandSlamTrack.com.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich.
Memphis Grizzlies guard Ja Morant has been fined $75,000 for twice using a finger gun gesture during a basketball game. Morant made the gestures during the Grizzlies' 110-108 victory against the Miami Heat in Florida on Thursday night. The NBA says the 25-year-old was previously warned by the league office that the finger gun gesture could be interpreted in a negative light. Morant, who scored a team-leading 30 points on Thursday, has twice been suspended by the NBA for showing a handgun on social media. And that's your Sports in a Minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. and Phosphorus.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Phosphorus, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal! Phosphorus financing.
You're listening to Omega Radio. Broadcasting live. Omega Radio. Omega Radio. Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, so we're back. Back with your CC. Back with your CC for a minute.
Yeah, minute. Just a wonder how hell I go work back. But anyway, Zidane, you see, try to agree with me, so the 98 team is a better team than the current.
No, I'm
team.
not agreeing with anything you say.
You know, so the 98 team is a better
Yeah, but
team
it's not
than the
you.
current team.
It's not you say it. It's not you come with the point and me agree.
What do you mean me not come with the point? I was just pointing out to you.
No,
that the
I'm saying that
98
has
team-
been it has been said. No. I'm saying don't take any credit for any argument. I'm saying it has been said before.
All right. So, what is the purpose of you going from man to man?
It's
now
not
to
me
compare?
come up with it. It's not me come up with anything, my boss. It Mount Salem. I said we have more talent to choose from in modern times, and he went and tried to get that point across. It's not me come up with anything.
Well, anyway, may I show you something? I say, cumulatively, you have more talent to choose from in every sport. Cumulatively.
Oh, so you agree with Zidane? Okay.
Well, no, with the advent.
Nice.
No, man, I don't agree with you.
Yeah, what you just said, repeat what.
With the advent of technology. But may I show you something?
Technology.
Right? If you look,
Oh,
some here people making this case about the players nowadays in the NBA shoots better, right? You make that case too, right? So they are better shooters now.
I would want to think so. They practice it more.
You'd want to think so, right?
Yes, they practice
The
it
only difference between now and back then is the 3-point shot and people being more efficient at the 3-point shot. And the case in point is this.
You follow the league in the 80s?
No, I'm telling you some things then.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking if you follow the league in the 80s.
If I follow the league in the 80s, there are tapes and
but I don't want to hear.
There is data.
But hold on.
All of it.
You have data for what?
Go ahead.
You have data for what?
Go ahead. Then you don't know what I'm going to say.
I'm asking, what do you have data for?
And I'm saying to you, there's an argument going around. Say there are better shooters now, and I'm saying to you that the difference between then and now is the advent of the 3-point shot, and it's the only shot that you would have probably said there are better now than before. Because if you look at the top 10 best shooting seasons of the league, none of the 2000s no in it. None of them current year in it.
See.
All right.
You know what I say? We are keep you too long. You want a bleachers ticket?
Yeah, man. You can give me a bleachers ticket, man.
Yeah, bleachers.
Hopefully, you can my umbrella.
May I ask you a easy question? You want an easy question? I think of something.
It no matter a question you give me in hard, easy, or anything.
Easy.
A bleacher just said me, so it even matter.
What that mean? Who is the president of the Jamaica? What you call it? Jamaica Amateur Athletic Association, or Administrative Athletic Association.
Right, yeah. But anyway, I'll finish my point. But say,
no, see, you're on the radio long, man, and other people are whole, man. No, sometimes you have to make the point quicker, you're dependent from before the next.
But the man not telling me point to me, I try to tell him, say,
no, man, but
people are no better shooter than now.
Yeah, but there's nothing for me to... I don't for me to challenge. If you think so, you go and think so.
I don't think, Zidane, a fact.
The man said not challenge the point. See.
Okay.
Make
all right. You agree.
Write down the name for me. For bleach.
Move it on.
All right. So we go back online. Hello. Hello. All right. So it dropped.
615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-698. Listeners, you would never believe that CC is about 31 or 32 years old. CC is always going against the modern era. Challenge LeBron James, challenge this, challenge that. It's surprising for a man who didn't watch live sports in the 80s. I hardly watch it. No type of film. You think CC sit down in my yard and watch 82 regular season games from the 80s on film?
We go back online. Hello. Hello? Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Southie.
Yes, I. No, I want to say something about Zidane never beat the pants. Not really beat you still, but I got to say something about really the shade. You are back Jokic for the MVP?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think she should win. I think she'll go win it as well.
Yeah, I'm win it. Not gonna be close. So maybe you're back who are the better player.
Yes, that's the discussion. You can win MVP. You can be more valuable, but that player is generally still a
but
better.
not necessarily the better.
Yes.
All right. Something with CC said a while ago. You see in sports, especially when you compare across eras, you have to remember all things are not equal, right?
Yes.
So I think when you come and you just present some numbers and say Warren Barrett at this amount of clean sheets and Blake at this amount of clean sheets, and then try come to a conclusion who had the better defense, I don't think that makes sense.
Yes,
because
different style
you
of
also
play,
have to take into
different style of play, different opponent and all of that.
You have to take it. It's not one side of the game the ball plays, so you have to take into consideration now. You have to go do a deeper examination into who them play and the quality of the opponents at the time.
And how them play.
Because them don't play the same people, you know.
Yeah, and maybe one team overall was more open. So we play more open football. So it means.
And maybe one person play a lot more games. And if you play more games, you probably have more clean sheets and stuff, or you probably have less. I don't know. Yeah. But there's more to be examined than just come present them total numbers, and based on them total numbers, you form some opinion, you form some conclusion based on that number.
All right.
Because them don't play the same people. The most important thing is they did not play the same people.
But looking at it without the benefit of stats and that deeper analysis, so you don't think that 98 team, especially at home, was a more difficult team to score on than the current team?
So the current team, meaning this team now, right now?
No, over the last 4 years. Remember, we went through a period of games in that 98 campaign where we did not concede.
But the 98 team is like if we are going to broaden our team right now and say over the last 4 or 5 years, it's like you are do a disservice to the man them, because when the man them talk about the 98 team, it's really like a 1-2 year period them talk
all right,
about.
So all right, give me a comparative 2-year period.
I remember so them go to Mexico and get 6, you know.
No man, that's why I mentioned at home. At home, we I think at home we were less likely to concede than in.
All right, but even this team, I don't see them giving up the whole heap of goals in that game.
No, I think
at home. The one game I can remember is the game against Panama, which based on our interview when I sit up again there, it just confirmed some little things.
Yeah, man. People were suspicious before. People were suspicious before the interview. And interview just confirmed my suspicion.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again,
so no see them give up no whole heap of goals.
No, it's not a whole heap. That team was playing with 5 people at the back as opposed to 2. That team was almost a very defensive team with Peter Cargill as holding midfield, who was also rock solid defensively and who never went forward a lot. I think that team had a greater emphasis on defense than a lot of the current teams. They prided themselves on that.
That team was a very
That was before the trade.
Listen to my point, now, my boss. If Houston Rockets ends up in the Western Conference Final, you'll be the laughing stock of freedom, boss, because you will have switched your pick, my boss, and the man they make it. Then you can't beat anybody correction. And you won't get beaten.
No, man. Hear what I'm saying. Because you're going in the wrong direction. My point that I'm trying to say to you is, and Mount Salem, you said to me at the time that Rockets and how they are playing in the regular season didn't mean anything.
No, man, we're gone past
and
that.
Denver. What on? No, man. That's a midday. We're not gone past
no,
it,
man,
brother.
we're not
gone past that. That's a midday. That's a midday because me remember when. Hold on.
Correction, we're gone.
Finish.
You know what?
No.
Correction.
We're
gone.
No, sir.
No, correction.
Let me finish.
Correction, no. I'm not having. We're gone. You know why, people? This guy is too dishonest. The man take me on and making bold predictions, say him have Houston in the conference final. Him smart, let him do this before now. Run away now and say, ouch. Yes, when the Lakers made the trade, he did not consider the Lakers. He was talking about Dallas because somebody say, is Dallas here? Him say, yes, because Dallas are got better defensively. Now, all of a sudden, Lakers is going to be in the conference. When the trade was made, he was not talking about the Lakers. When Luka went, he was talking about Dallas. Well, they have them injuries problem. Now, you must say Lakers are going to be in the conference. You're switching up your mouth, my boss. You can't take me on when you had Houston and you run from Houston because of a trade. And you want to come take me on. You don't give me the winnings already when you run from Houston. Because me I stick with me, I say.
All right, back on line. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Cranky. How you doing?
How are you doing, Cranky?
Cranky.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm fine.
First of all, just about the last caller, if you make a selection in session of the season, you can't change your selection. It is what it is. You live with your decision. Even if they dropped out by some unforeseen means, it is what it is. Right? Unless the situation allows you to do so, given on what you do.
Well, he had Houston.
I wouldn't, yeah.
He had Houston as clear because he picked Houston and nobody else in the state. Houston surely going to be in the conference finals. Butler went to Golden State. Luka and two superstars switch out, and all of a sudden, Houston will not make the conference finals at all. The man, and you want to take me on, and you don't give me winnings by not.
So he's actually, he's a Jamaican. He's a bandwagonist.
He's a bandwagonist.
Okay, couple of things. One is, I heard you previously comparing teams across era. I know it sounds good for media personnel and for fans and others, but I think it's a useless comparison comparing people across eras. Especially when there's significant timeline. Depends on what time you want to use for those eras, but it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? I'll give you an example. In football, in the 70s, 80s, maybe even early 90s, it was like the old days when people weren't civilized in terms of how you play football.
Yes.
Right? If you think about Maradona or Ronaldo, all of them, how would have significant Pele, significant injuries because of the brutality of the game. We have become supposedly much more civilized. So the game is much more gentle. It's less confrontational. People are actually friends nowadays that are playing. Those things would be deemed with a certain sense of abhorrence. Historically, that's not the case anymore, right? And now we're supposed to be better as people as time progresses. And if that's the case, we've improved nutrition, we've improved the tools that we use, the facilities that we use, how we treat our bodies. So it's very difficult and probably unfair to compare eras, frankly.
Okay.
And also the game themselves have changed in terms of how they operate.
I've heard that argument over time and across different sporting disciplines. So can't compare eras, you can't compare eras. But why not though? Why can't you factor in all the things that you're considering? Why can't we say Bolt is the fastest man of all time? Even though he
there's a difference. Go ahead.
Right. I'm saying Bolt has the benefit of faster tracks, maybe better nutrition, better masseuse, better spikes, better training methods. He would have that advantage over a sprinter who was sprinting 30 years ago. But why can't we accept that given those advantages, Bolt is the best we have seen? We understand the advantages and it may have helped him to become the best we have seen. But it doesn't mean
that's like you're having people racing. You're racing, and I give you 10 yards head start, and we have equal ability, and you're saying catch me.
So
I
you're
don't see that being
saying
logical.
you're saying you don't know if Usain Bolt was a better sprinter than somebody.
Jesse Owens, for example. Let's use Jesse Owens, for example.
Yeah.
36 Olympics, destroy Hitler and his cronies, compared to Usain Bolt now. If you want to use impact in an era and comparison impact, even that's challenging because information is now ubiquitous versus then you get it through the radio if you're lucky. But in some places you didn't have TV. Right?
Yeah.
So, and Jesse Owens' impact may be greater given what the situation was at the time, but information doesn't get disseminated to a whole populace across the globe real time so they can be informed.
Yeah.
So the comparative has to factor in a lot of different things into the equation. I don't feel those comparisons can be like for like.
All right, let me tell you an example that I bought. So you have ideal conditions at home. Your people them rich. You have all the textbook them in the world. You get to study under comfortable conditions. You are a straight A student. Another student who doesn't have the comforts that you have. I have to study with Tilly Lamb. You remember I think we used to call Tilly Lamb. And the home sweet home.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the benefit of textbook, but he's a C+ student. The truth is that the A student would still be the brighter student, you know. But now you accept and give conditions. So you could
but it's not a lie.
So you could say that if
okay, go ahead.
You could say that if some other sportsmen had the benefits that the current ones have, they could have gone on to be better. But you know who better?
You don't know who. No, I understand what you're doing. What you're saying. You're saying all things being equal. So if Zidane is innately more intelligent or have innate more intellect than Cranky does, then regardless of what it is, he would come out on top anyway academically, right? I'm saying, go ahead. That's not what you're saying?
Not really. I'm saying one of the things that makes sportsmen great is their ability to think about what they're doing, you know, and their competitiveness to beat people. Bolt, if you put Bolt in any other era, he would be just as good. Because what makes sportsmen great is not merely their talent with them foot and them hand. It's their ability to think and strategize and plan and their competitive spirit and their competitive edge. That is what separates the real greats from the good one. So I believe that Pele, if he was playing today, he would know what he needed to do to get the better of modern day defenders. Because I'm saying it part of their greatness is in their minds. Wonder if you understand the point.
I understand what you're making, but you can say what Jesse Owens and Bolt.
In other words, the very special ones adjust their game to what is required to beat opposition. If another game was required, you get the feeling that people with this kind of level of brain would have made the adjustment across eras. We're not talking the average one. We're talking the very, very special ones. So when you say Sober's bat, who played in the 60s, you know that if Sober's that played now, he would have made that adjustment and would be just as good across eras.
But you know what's funny about that? The era comparisons in a lot of instances is made at the zenith of these sports. It's Pele Maradona.
Yeah.
It's made at the zenith of these sports. It's Pele Maradona. It's Ronaldo Maradona or Messi Maradona or Pele XY. That's LeBron versus Jordan. Most of these comparisons, sometimes we have general comparisons, different eras about players, but most of the conversation is about at the zenith, at the highest of the sport. And what you're basically saying, you justify my argument, you're saying if you do it at the zenith of the sports, they have differentiating qualities which can allow them to excel.
No.
What I'm saying is that
that's their quality.
Go ahead.
Because when we talk about LeBron James or Jordan, we talk about their basketball skills. But I'm saying central to the really great ones is also their intelligence for the game. A feel for what needs to be done to dominate people. So if you transport the same mindset to any other generation, because that is what they do. So the great ones look at the game that they are playing. They look at the opponents. They know how to train. They know how to practice. They know what to do with their minds. Brian Lara, and if he played in any era, he'd be special. because they had that ability to.
But we're not arguing that point, you know. What we're arguing is when you do comparison across errors, does the comparison make sense given facts, circumstances?
No, man,
right?
I think you
That's
can,
the question.
as long as you factor in some things, and especially if the thing is wide enough. So,
to me, if you can't quantify what the criteria are, it's almost impossible. If they're qualitative factors, you can't use that to make an informed decision about a true comparison. I just don't see it. But anyway, let me go to another point I want to make before I go.
Yes.
I'll take some time out. But first of all, you have a competitor on another channel, biggest hypocrite on that. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a person who criticize YouTubers who go to like JP press conference, and he don't go to them because YouTubers. He then come on his channel the other day saying our traditional media are fighting against the non-traditional media, which are YouTubers, which Muslims support them. You can't be against them and support them. Then I hear him talking about going to the Grand Slam event today and you're going to get him pass and all that. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't see a part of one of the people, but you become an elitist in certain circumstances. I'll move on from that. My last point.
Yes.
Diaspora versus local. We need to stop. This is nonsense. We're supposed to be one people. All we did was export. Some people kept overseas. They had to go make a living. They still want to be Jamaica and part of Jamaica, and their kids want to be.
Yes.
Why are people who are local so anti-diaspora?
Yeah,
not saying everybody, but a ton of them.
And
people like, go ahead.
Yeah,
go
man,
ahead.
I hear them, and I don't understand it because you're in America, you could do a lot of things, but you still listen to the Jamaican radio. You want to hear this Jamaican discussion. You want to hear about the Jamaican players. So you still send back your money come to Jamaica. It means even though you go to improve your lives, you're still very interested in seeing Jamaica and Jamaicans doing well. So I understand why there's a problem.
Yeah, and it ties back to the whole, English-born footballers versus local footballers. Look, I understand the need to give local footballers an opportunity to progress to the national team. I understand that. But here's the main point.
Hello?
You there?
I think we lost him.
We lost Cranky. Sorry about that, Cranky.
We wanted him to wrap up that point, but clearly we lost him. We're on the break. Yeah, we're coming.
If you need a prescription filled, Gold Line Pharmacy at Main Street, Chapelton, Clarendon guarantees fast service at a great price. You will find gifts, household items, cosmetics, and stationery too. When you are looking for fast, friendly service, visit Gold Line Pharmacy, Main Street, Chapelton, 876-785-0128. We are caring beyond prescriptions. Gold Line Pharmacy, the name you can trust. Serving our clients is our first responsibility.
It's Expo Jamaica 2025. Over 5,000 products and services. Bring your family, neighbors, and all of your friends. Friday, April 4 at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, April 5 at 6, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. National Arena and the National Indoor Sports Center. Park your car and ride with JUTC. Pick up at NHT and King's House. People out of town, no worry. Get Nutswood Express city to city. Adults, $1,500. Children are $1,200. Get tickets online at www.jmea.org or at the gate. Hosted by JMEA by Jamaican. Build Jamaica. Ability, support it.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich.
World Cup winning German midfielder Matt Hummels will retire from professional football this summer. The 36-year-old is out of contract with Serie A club Roma in June and said on his social media accounts he will call it a day at the end of the season. I'm struggling with my emotions right now, Hummels said. Hummels was a part of the German side which won the 2014 World Cup and earned 78 caps for his country between 2010 and 2023, scoring 5 goals. The current German coach, Julian Nagelsmann, hailed him as a benchmark at the international level and a role model for the generation of defenders to come. And that's your sports in a minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. D'Angel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal. Fosrich Financing.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, welcome back.
All right, we go back online. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
This is dangerous.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Not too bad.
Oh, yeah. Shut up.
No, Orville.
Yes, sir.
Just a rollover from something I wanted to say, but didn't get a chance. And I've been trying to say it for a couple of weeks now. I really think that we reached the point in time that we need to make the jump in terms of how we organize regional cricket. Because what we're doing right here now, that now will cut it, sir. Now will cut it at all.
What we doing?
There are too many weak teams in the thing to give us to create the quality that we need, that these batsmen need. These batsmen are piling up against weak opposition. Look how like a fella Dave Mohammed. Mohammed goes off and he make a bunch of runs against
Jason, not Jason.
Jason.
Yeah.
Make a bunch of runs against some weakling side. Zena, that may I call it. You know, see a man going point out to one bowler over distance and look there. But Mohammed basically pile up against some of the weaker teams. Them come over and play against Guyana. Him play against Barbados in flop. In now playing against Jamaica, the man turn around and stop him. And in that game,
he still has a second innings.
For him.
Well, on a money attack too early. Not about the second innings.
Not about the second innings, true. But it was set up in the first innings for him to really showcase the skill. And this is the problem that I have. Not just
the man have 2 innings in the game, man, and him have what, 2 more games or 1 more game. So not kill him because we make out. I don't know him.
But you know, I'm vexed with John seeing me because I see him thing.
What happened?
Fine, yeah man. I start vexed with John about the same thing. John get a chance to showcase him thing in this game against Trinidad. And boy, John not going with nothing too tough. I really like that. I like seeing players making strong runs against stiff competition.
Yeah.
See me John play against Barbados, John not making the thing. And I wonder whether or not this is just a sign of something to come. And I just said, listen, let me just change.
So you're saying get rid of CCC and get rid of the academy?
I wouldn't even say that. Let me play this thing that they have now. And afterwards, let's just take the 2 best regional teams. Because you say you want the intensity of the regional competition, and me differ to you with that. I say, all right, you make a point right there. So let's get the 2 best regional teams, and let's just get 2 best of the best team, and let them at least just play three games against each other.
I wouldn't have no problem with that. More cricket with the best set of people I play against the best set of people can hurt. So you wouldn't have too much complaints. Right?
No, to Diego, because Diego had said he don't understand what I've said. I'm going to repeat it to Diego one more time. The West Indies Cricket Board is investing a lot of money in these players right now without getting zero, without getting anything in return, any guarantees in return. Then they're giving the players a platform. With the young players,
Diego know what you're saying, man. So let me ask the questions that you.
No. Diego don't understand the concept of what I'm saying. I'm saying the West Indies has made an investment, and they should put in front, just like if somebody gave you a scholarship to go to a university, and you put something in front of the person and say, okay, When you finish get your scholarship, you're going to come and work for me for a few years to repay the investment that I've made in you. So if you're repaying the investment, you're going to work at my rate. I know you can chance that I go out there and get a contract with a different team, but when I need you, not all the time, only the times that I need you to play test cricket or ODI cricket, I have first dibs on your service.
What kind of rate would you? What kind of rate would
the same exact rate that West Indies Cricket Board playing everybody else. That is, and the difference between what you can go out there and earn from a top team versus what I'm paying you is the repayment of the investment that I made in your life.
All right, here's the question. You sign them to a 5-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
What if them flop after the first year?
No, man. You're signed from series to series. So over that 5 years.
So it's not a 5-year contract you have signed?
Yeah, man. It's just a 5-year commitment. So it's just a 5-year
So you're
commitment
asking them to
give me
commit
first dip.
Hold on. You're asking them to commit for 5 years, but you're signing them series by series.
Give me preferential treatment for 5 years.
That's
what I'm asking
that
for.
Sounds strange.
Preferential treatment for 5 years.
You are
at
not.
the end of the 5 years.
Hold on, do it, man. I hear what you say. You are not prepared because a contract is a two-way thing with the two-way benefiting.
But you benefited. No, but you benefited. I invested in you.
No, so you are saying.
Yeah, man, you already benefit. I invested in you. You are now a top cricketer.
I must be committed to you for 5 years.
You should give me preferential treatment for 5
But
years.
if I'm failing, you have the option of nobody want me at any stage.
Let me say again, Orville.
Are you going to give me preferential treatment?
But you got preferential treatment. I invested in you.
Why do I hear your thing sound flawed?
No, Orville. You don't understand when somebody invests in somebody.
The question show up that your theory, the thing, not sounds so sensible, do I, chat?
No, but you all don't understand. You know, like when music studios invest in an artist.
Yeah, man, we hear you, man. But you choose.
Yeah, man, that's
no,
what
but we're
is.
talking about the contract.
Invest in you.
Yeah, man, but we gone past that now. So we're talking about it. Let me tell you why you think flawed, my boss. So you want you're saying that, listen, if you flop, I can drop you. Then if you start making runs again and a side in IPL want you and say, I'm going to pay you X, you're saying if the West Indies want you again and say, no IPL, you have to come back to West Indies and don't go to that, even though West Indies dropped you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically you're saying that's not right, my boss.
But look at the flip side.
That's not right.
The flip side. But look at the flip side. If I invest all of this money in you, and you flop, I'm not going to take back a dime from you.
Here's the thing that I don't like the word.
You catch that, Zidane. If I invest all of this money in you and you don't amount to anything as a great cricketer, great cricketer, I will lose every dime that I invested.
I don't like the word.
So I'm taking a chance.
Hold on, do it, man. I don't like the word invested in a cricketer. You're not investing in cricketers. You're investing in yourself.
What are you talking about?
When West Indies Cricket Board organizes competition and organizes camps and organizes games and stuff, they are not doing it merely for the players. West Indies Board gets money from the ICC, gets money from sponsors, gets money from gate receipts. The West Indies is
so you don't call it investing in somebody.
The West Indies is investing in themselves, basically.
So hold on.
Listen to
wait, let's use your analogy.
Yeah.
If I have a worker who's working for me,
yeah.
and I decide to give him a scholarship to go to university.
Why would you do that?
You don't see that.
You're doing that because you want him to come back and benefit in your workplace.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, as long as you are sending him to university to come, and it's you him have to work for, then you're not really investing.
No. So you agree with it in that case? You see it as me investing in the person?
No, and I'm saying, if I own a business, my boss.
No. Do you call it investing in the person?
I am saying you're making an investment in both you and the person.
Okay. So let me go with your wording.
So
West Indies is making I'm conceding to you.
When
West Indies Cricket Board is making an investment in the person and in themselves.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So back to the point, back to the jerry, back to the gravy. The same way when I invest in somebody and they go to university, they can come back, and when I check them, they may not have the skills for me to use them. I may hire them for a time, and I find that the person and cut it.
Right.
See? But I would want to have first preference on whether or not I have that person's service. Similarly, if the West Indies
you said this thing where you say
significant sums.
You did not spend significant sums selfishly, my boss. You were doing it for yourself. Yeah. When West,
how come you? No.
West Indies get money from ICC.
No. Let me ask you a question. How come you don't disagree? How come you don't disagree with the idea when an employer does it with an employee, but you disagree with it when the West Indies Cricket Board does it?
No, because
most of them are companies.
I do know that the company then say if them send you to university, you can't get the money at the market rate nowhere else. How many companies do that? So Kaylee send me send me go do a course. I don't know how many companies say you have to stay with them for 5 years after they send them. I don't know. I don't know too many examples.
Anyway, Orville, I know say you see the point. Companies do this all the time. The West Indies
but the company the company don't let you go, my boss, when you're not performing, and then if you start the well and the next place.
What do you mean?
No, you said.
Wait. But if a company,
we want to talk by myself. We want to talk by myself.
No.
Want to talk by myself.
Go again?
No, I want to talk by myself because there's somebody more understand what me I say. Big up yourself.
Repeat that?
No, I'm saying big up yourself, man, because you made yourself.
No. Wait. Hold off, Spartacus. You're upset because I disagree with you?
No, there's somebody in my phone that I want to explain something to. As to the reason why your proposal can't work.
If I call you back on Monday, you will have the time to actually sit on the phone and explain what you're saying, because it's sort of sound a way that you are telling me so because
it's not you
disagree with you. You know what? Explain
no,
it
it's
to
not.
Me. You don't have a problem with hanging up. No,
I'm saying.
Me call you back on Monday. No, don't worry about that. Me call you back on Monday, and you take the time to explain your mind.
All right,
cool.
Yeah.
No problem, man. Talk to you guys. Respect.
Shut up.
All right, but listeners, the key point why do I Chato's thing doesn't make any sense is this. When he asks the question, because Diego is the one that asked the question that was asked to him today. When you he call it investment. Say, invest in me as a cricketer. Then you sign me to a 5-year deal. If I am performing poorly as a cricketer, the West Indies Cricket Board can drop me. So they drop me, they're not playing me. It means say, me can't earn, me not get the money the match. No, they put me not earning per match, anything at all, because I know I'm not good enough to make the West Indies team. Dwyer Chatu is then saying, if I find form, I go back and put in the work in the nets all over the place, find form, an IPL club wants me, then he's saying that the West Indies can prevent the IPL club from taking me on if they decide to listen. No, we want you now. So them can dash me away. Now call me, no pick me, I'm not earning me. They're my yard of struggle, suffer. I work on my game. Find form. IPL club see me and say, yo, you know we want you. Dwyer Chatu is saying that because I've signed to the West Indies for 5 years, they can say, no IPL. Even though we dropped you the other day, a year ago, you have to come back and play for us over the IPL. That is inhumane, my boss. That can't work, Dwyer Chatu. It's a full proposal, my boss. That's the point I'm making to the man who text me.
All right, so we take the break. We take the final break. We're coming back.
The fastest races in the world are coming to Kingston on April 4 through 6. Witness history at Grand Slam Track's first ever slam.
Akira Nugent, Oblique Seville, Rochelle Clayton, Nikisha Price, Roshan Clark, Gabby Thomas, Sidney McLaughlin, Leveroni.
I want to be remembered as the youngest to ever made history.
It's all about the competition and running fast.
Don't miss the debut of Grand Slam Track at the National Stadium, April 4 through 6.
Get your tickets now at GrandSlamTrack.com.
Greetings to you listeners. This is Reverend Ryan A. Gordon, Senior Pastor of the Broken Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministries, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ocheria, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You cannot afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
It's all right.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
between 3 and 4 p.m. on Fridays during the Sports Desk. It's sponsored by Western Sports, the sports people, with locations in Kingston, Ocho Rios, and Montego Bay. You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, then the final quarter of an hour, a little bit less than that, is upon us now. What do we do, Nick? We go on?
Right. Call me, my boss. The one who had text. The man who had text me, call me. He's letting me have to take you on. Call me.
All right, let's speak some text, no?
Text message.
It's now time for text messages on the Sports Desk.
This morning, Flip Flop Boss said he didn't say Kishane Thompson was a Jamaican sprint icon after he said it the day before. Play the dub plate, Zidane. Well, that is obvious, you know. It happens every week. You know. I fail to understand Garvey's recent comment criticizing others for speaking out about Veer and Butler's absolutely poor run in the JPL. As a listener, I strongly believe that everyone has the right to express their opinions and engage in constructive dialogue. Nick and anyone else can say whatever they want about coaches and players on a sports talk show.
Yeah, and Nick was being fair. He's talking about what everybody else is talking about. Butler gave us the assurance that his team would win the Premier League. Now, if you brag that you're going to beat up this Peter that win the Premier League, if you did come third now, or you finish top 6 and get knocked out, then man, but you're going to get relegated, you must have to take some licks, man. If you taught them where they know you're going to get relegated, you have to take some licks.
All right, I agree with that. Good day, all. Last night I noticed Luka was so upset after the game, did not greet any player, Warriors nor Lakers, after the game. Curry was fun to watch, not just shooting, but dribbling. But the Hild is a waste. No help for Warriors. The winner blow hard from weak. Stadium will have a challenge. Breeze blow hard. This is fuzzy. Zidane, are you saying if a company invested in a worker and the worker then started to make a mess of his employment, the employer cannot fire him? I see and agree with Dwight's point, and I think the West Indies would do themselves a lot of good by trying that approach.
No, what Dwight is saying is that, yeah, they can let go of you if you're not performing. But then Dwight is saying they still own you for 5 years. It means that if from some way, somehow you start to show that you may very well can do the job again, they can just say, all right, come back and you can't go anywhere else. That is just not fair.
The business of a contract, people, is you have to take the bitter with the sweet. A contract can't be one-sided. If I'm doing well, you benefit. You want a commitment for 5 years. And during that 5 years, you can drop me and I don't benefit.
No.
You can't do something. So that's why people sign contracts. Contract is a risk both ways. When me sign you for a year, and I'm banking on your productivity. If you don't produce over that year, then it is my loss as the man will hire you. You can have a contract for 5 years where you don't stand to lose nothing. You can just drop me and pay me. Can't work. So that is why we think long and hard about giving people multi-year deals. Because if they do not perform at the level, you still have to pay them off. Dwight wants a contract where if I'm doing well, the board benefits. But if I'm doing badly, the board don't lose. Can't work. We go back online, no? Oh, the last one. Somebody said, you're not saying a word, Euclid. But that says a lot. Me. See a word. We have 3. How much minute we have? It is now by my watch 3:53. At 9 minutes you have. My watch fast. All right, so everybody get 3 minutes. Starting with this one right now. Hello.
Yeah, afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah,
good afternoon.
Yeah,
G-Star.
Yeah, man. All right. So let me just get straight to it without the frills. I'm just going to analyze the actual game last night. All right.
Golden State versus Lakers.
Golden State versus Lakers. All right. So I'm going to start with the losers first. The biggest thing I came out of that game with is that Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James' skill sets are redundant. Not fully redundant because LeBron James is able to play a more forward position, but in terms of how they create offense. So the whole Anthony Davis dynamic, I saw a donut last night from LA, meaning that there was no middle, right? There was a hole in the middle. So the actual game, though, what I felt last night was Austin Reeves was more dangerous than Luka Doncic. I felt more threatened because I'm rooting for the Warriors. So I felt more threatened when Austin Reeves had the ball than Luka Doncic, right? LeBron James was LeBron Bird last night because he was making his shot, making his free throws.
Yes.
He played good last night.
Yeah, I'm surprised about his shooting last night. He shot better from the field and from three than Curry and match Curry from the free throw line, you know.
And he was confident because there was a shot like in the fourth quarter where they're down by 10. And you know if you miss that shot, basically the game's done.
Yes.
And he shot that three over Jimmy Butler from about 5 feet behind the line. Right? And he shot it with confidence. So the Luka Doncic, remember I was talking to you yesterday, the day before Zidane, where I said I'm not so sold on Luka Doncic offensively yet, right? Because he's very ball dominant. All right, let me flip, because I only have 3 minutes. Let me flip it to the Warriors. Steph Curry. So I don't talk about Steph Curry. I'm gonna talk about Jimmy Buckets. What I see that he brought last night. Clearly he brought toughness, but the youth Podzinski, was he shooting like that before Jimmy Butler got there? Do you remember what Jimmy Butler did with Tyler Hero in the bubble? Put that bat in his back and gave him confidence. Jimmy Butler brings confidence to the team, and I think that's Steph Curry. That's Steph Curry's one weakness. Steph Curry is a leader by action, what he does, yes, but he's not that orchestrator. He's not that one who says, you know what? Moses Moody is struggling. Let me get him a shot, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Jimmy Butler brings to the table. Moses Moody, Draymond Green, all of these guys are shooting with more confidence.
G-Star, them said 3 minutes. I don't mean
Yeah, man.
years.
Yeah, man, I know I go. Cool.
All right, big up.
All right, who is the next one? Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, man, you have 3 minutes.
Yeah, man, not a problem. I don't
Rocker.
usually
Oh,
that
Rocker,
long.
yeah.
Yeah. Greetings, man.
Yeah, man.
Zidane,
Yes, sir.
why it look very hopeless for Veer?
Yeah, man.
I don't see no hope in it, Zidane. Because certain things happen, and I heard the utterance, and when I look at it, even my beloved Arnett Garden lose yesterday to Humble Lion down there.
Mm-hmm.
And them just beat Cavaliers down there. So, I don't know. And I see where I think Mullins is on 29, and this team, Humble Lion, is on 32, and I think there's another team on 32 too.
Mm-hmm.
So, in essence, for them, remember, they're not trying to catch Mullins because Mullins in relegation. They're trying to catch one of the teams that are on 32.
Yes.
And they are on how much? 24.
It's 24 or 23.
So, one of those
I
numbers.
think it's 23 now, man.
And with 5 games remaining, and they haven't won 5 straight games all season.
Have they won 3?
Man.
Have they won 2?
Well, that is it.
It would need a minor miracle.
You remember
what
when,
are the games? It would be interesting to see their fixtures, The fixture who they have.
I know them have Cavaliers.
Oh, Lord.
And I think them have Arnett too.
Oh, my.
And it don't look so good.
It don't look so good.
It is a very sad situation. But I don't know if you all remember about 2 years ago. I don't know if you all remember when they had an interview. And I think it was one of the TV stations, and they asked one of the Monarch players who is now playing for Fear whether they want to play in the Jamaica Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's Orville asked them, And the player said, no, he don't have any ambition for that. That level is too low for him. And all of a sudden now, these players relegate the club.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, that is how it is. Orville?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to trouble Dwight Chateau because you are trying to put forward a question that you think Diego would ask. And Dwight rightfully is not rightfully. But he said, I had to laugh. He said, Diego does understand this thing, so you can't put forward a question for him.
No, Diego told us to ask that question specifically.
Yeah, man. And it's a reasonable question.
Yeah.
I agree, though. But what he's saying is Diego don't really understand this thing, so you can't put forward any questions from him. He has to understand it first. Man, big up on yourself,
All right, Rocker, big up.
Big up on yourself.
Yeah, man. You stick to the 3 minutes. So we can give somebody maybe 2.5 minutes now. Who?
Oh, Doc.
Doc.
Dr. Bromfield?
Watson.
Oh, it's Dr. Watson. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well gone.
Where you said that?
You know that ICC acknowledges the fact that West Indies need to have first call on their players that develop in the region. Not that I think that West Indies does enough for development in the region. That is the reason why the board has to issue a no objection clause for them to be able to play in other leagues while West Indies is playing.
Yeah, but the practice now, you only can do, well, yeah, I realize that the board very rarely now stop anybody from going.
The board has never stopped anybody, I believe, because not like India, for example, because their board is rich and can afford it. They stop their players.
Yeah.
That's why their players don't play in any other leagues around the world.
Yeah.
So in fact, the structures of cricket does protect the people who develop the player to have first call on their use. So it's not a far-fetched idea that workplace, the government also in does it where they ban people who they develop or who they contribute to their growth. It is a practice.
So you agree with what you think about Dwight's suggestion?
No, personally, I think if we could afford, if for example we had a lucrative domestic league like the Indians have a lucrative domestic league, so they can afford to use their cricketers to play domestic cricket in India and run a profitable business with it and be able to pay them and keep them. We don't have that luxury in the Caribbean, and that's why we struggle.
I don't know that even India is bonding players for 5 years, my boss. And a lot of them say 1 year.
No. What I'm saying is that remember that in India you can play domestic cricket and make a decent living. You have people who are millionaires who never played international cricket.
Right.
Just like in Australia, just like in England. I don't know if it happens anywhere else in the world, because those here are the countries that have where cricket is a lucrative game. But people like us struggle because we can't afford to pay a man $200,000 to play domestic cricket. And if we could do that, we could say to them, when we want, you can't go anywhere.
Yes.
Because you would make your living from playing the game locally. We can't do that. Remember, we can't even afford a proper retainer for the players who play, all the players who play regional 4-day cricket.
We need a scoreboard at Sabina Park. Oh, how much a year now? I wouldn't afford a scoreboard.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
That tells you. So the thing, you can't stop the man them from earning.
No, what I'm saying, we choose not to stop them, but there are mechanisms in place that would allow us to stop them and take them and use them if we wanted to.
All right, now, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Cool.
That's our program for the day. That's our program for the week. As for me, we'll be seeing what go on up stadium in the weekend. Hope that you can be there as well. Support the event. For those who want tickets, you'll be hearing from us soon. And start yourself. Enjoy the week.
That's the Sports Desk for today. Remember to tune in and participate on the Sports Desk Mondays through to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m. The hour between 3 and 4 p.m. on Fridays was sponsored by Western Sports, the sports people, with locations in Kingston, Ocho Rios, and Montego Bay.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
This is Heather White Davis McDonald, and I'm inviting you to join me Tuesdays at 11:30 a.m. to 12 midday for Let's Reason. We will be reasoning on real life issues with real people. So join me and be blessed.
Do you want the keys to discovering your God-given purpose? Would you like a strategy to fulfill your unique destiny on earth? How about a map to help you navigate the twists and turns on your journey of life? Do you, don't you, will you, won't you? If I coax you, would you want to? Don't you want to? Aren't you going to? Oh, come on, you said you would. Hey, this is Everton Thomas, your friend, your bishop, from the Emmanuel Apostolic Church International with headquarters at 12 Slide Road in Kingston, Jamaica. And I'm inviting you to join me this and every Friday at 11 a.m. right here on this station for Insights, inspiring conversations for everyday life. That's Insights, Fridays at 11 a.m. God bless you now. Stay awesome.
Praise the Lord. Greetings and salutations to all of our wonderful, wonderful friends all over Jamaica. Listen, this is Dr. John Wayne Manning from Omega Church and Omega Radio. It has always been my dream to establish community work here in Jamaica. Television, church, humanitarian work.